Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And as you know, you always have to be in Football Manager. You always have to be looking for the future and figuring out what the next big young player is going to be. And so here today in the back, we have this Li Wencheng, who we just looked at. I haven't even bothered to give these guys their facial, what's it called, the Nugan pack face, whatever thing. I haven't bothered doing that. I know I'm behind on the times. I know it looks awful, but I haven't done that. Maybe I'll get around to that here eventually. I mean, who knows? Or maybe we'll just end up leaving this team and going somewhere else before I even have the chance. And here we are starting off another match, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, you have to always be looking for the best new young players. It doesn't work here to sort of rest on your laurels. That is how you end up going on losing streaks when your players start growing old. Menegong with the throw here into Lingwanda was back to Menegong, and he tried to cross it forward looking for Nene again, and unfortunately Nene had a little bit of pressure and wasn't able to get his head fully around onto that one. And now it is in the hands, or rather the feet, of the Taipei Skywalkers, and that was really, really poor from the defender. And fortunately for us, that was not a goal. Li Wencheng is able to go over and knock that one off the line there at the end. This was really, really poor by whoever we have playing in the middle of that three-man area. Chang Chiyuan was wide open. It was Huang Chiwei who allowed his man to get in behind him. That looked bad, and right now all of the fans are wondering whatever happened to Bamba. And, we know that, what's his name, Joe, whatever it was, who we saw last time, he went and signed for a different team. But, man, we really could use some better defenders in the back. Lingwanda with it over to Chen Chengju. Chen Chengju now lifts this forward to Ndai. It's over to Silla, and that's easy peasy. Surreal Silla with goal number 7 of the season. And that is exactly the way that we like to score. I was talking yesterday about the tactic. This is what we like to see. What we want to see when we play is we want to see the team move the ball up. I mean, that was kind of moving it up. And then we want to see passing at the front. When we have passing like this and we work together as a team, then we start scoring goals like crazy, like it's going out of style. And that's the way that we really want to play. 1-0 for Mars FC. And let's see what we can do now. Li Chabo over to Huang Chiwei, who passes it to Ndai, over to Chen Chengju, and over to Feng Xiaochu. That was pretty smooth. And the next pass goes backwards over to Li Wencheng, over to Chen Chengju, to Menegong. And his pass is forward over to Nene, who was offside by about a football stadium, American football that is, and is kicked back to Cai Yuting, over to Huang Chiwei, over to Cai Yuting again. He limps it forward again, and we're doing that thing that I don't like to see. Cai Yuting has been here for a while. He should know better than to do that. Over to Nene, over to Silla again, and there's Nene behind the defense. And yeah, that was a little bit too easy. All 3 men back for the Taipei Skywalkers were on him, and he still was able to find the ball in open space and score. That was a little bit too easy, I would say. So this is not a great ball forward. Ho Hongwei shows us why, but he just sets him up and doesn't get in position. And Xu Chiyuan, I don't know what he's worried about. There's nobody within a mile of Nene. Certainly none of our players. And that was a little bit too easy. 2-0 for Mars FC. And I do think that Nene is the striker that we've been looking for. Silla with over to Cai Yuting. We did have to give up Bamba, but I think it's going to be easier for us to find a competent central defender than to find a competent striker in Taiwan. I haven't been able to find anybody who isn't as inconsistent as all get out. Chen Chengju now with it, and he's dispossessed far too easily. This is knocked forward, and Li Chaba is going to corral it over to Li Wencheng. Down to Chen Chengju, who passes it forward again, looking for Nene, and he just can't get up to it. And this ball ends up in midfield again. Huang Chiwei over to Lingwanda, down to Cai Yuting. Lingwanda with it again, and it goes over to Nene again. He has to get used to turning around like that. That's number 3 of the season for him. They're going to call him offside. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. We're going to see a replay that shows us that he was offside. He's not offside. He's not offside. He's clearly onside, and that's a bad call. 2-0 it remains. That should have been an easy goal. Feng Xiaochu has gotten himself injured, so let's see what we can do with that. Ye Jianwei is going to come on for his first appearance for us. Still only 2-0 for Mars FC. We could do a little bit better. Let's see if we can figure this out. We haven't had a whole bunch of poor performances. That was actually really good from Mr. Yeah. His first touch was almost going to be an assist. This is headed forward, but Lingwanda not quite able to get onto it. and they have the ball once again in a somewhat formidable attacking position. And we're looking for that interception, looking to play smart. Wang Qinghua with it, and that was off of Huang Chiwei and out for a corner. So Huang Chiwei not exactly having the best of games here. He's had a couple of mistakes here in the early going that have me holding my head. This is headed back. It still is running after it with all of his speed and might. He's just not fast enough, unfortunately, and they maintain possession. So we were able to prevent this cross from turning into a goal. And it was all right, but Huang Chiwei, I would like to see him actually corral it. I mean, there were about 3 other of our players around the attacking players, so I'm not sure that was the best decision in the world on his part. It's another one where I'm looking at, I'm wondering, is this guy really the future? And Nene, what is Nene doing all the way back there? He goes back and gets the ball like he's a fullback. I'm not quite sure what he was doing all the way in the back, but he did it. Cai Yuting looking forward to Nene, who's all over the pitch. It's over to Ndaye, and he loses possession far too easily. Li Chaba finally grabs the save. I don't know what Nene was doing all the way back there. I don't know what he thought he was supposed to do. That's not where he's supposed to play. I mean, I like to see players helping each other out, but I worry a lot when our strikers running around and with the central defenders, right? If you're not a center back, don't play center back. Li Wencheng knocks this forward over to Nene. Chen Changji over to Ling Guanda, and it ends up with Ndaye, and he lumps it forward again for Nene. We're going to do this all day long. This time the shot just doesn't come down. So we do have to work in those long shots with Nene, but if we could get that figured out for him, I mean, he would score a whole ton of goals. Nene with it again. Passes over to Silla. Silla with it, and the cross ends up with Nene, who again is all over the place, and it ends up with Ndaye, whose header just can't get down. He was scoring like gangbusters when his header was coming down, and for some reason he just can't get that good touch on it at the moment. Li Wencheng is having a really poor match in the back, and I think that was who Nene was going back to help out. It's okay, though. I mean, what was he, 18, 19? This is like his first real shot at this. He's not really a player at this level yet. I think that he might be able to do it. He's got, I think it was a fairly professional personality, which is what I like to see. Let's give him a shot, see if he can grow a little bit here. Menegong knocks this out for a corner, which was also ill-advised. We've had 2 of these defensive decisions in this game in which we've given away corners for no real reason. Wang Qinghua knocks the corner up. Li Chaba grabs onto it. A bunch of names go flashing on the screen, so I'm not sure which defender was actually closest to it. And Li Wencheng continues to have a very difficult time out there. This is a goal kick now for the Taipei Skywalkers. Ends up with Nene, who heads it forward to nobody. We've seen that happen quite a bit. Is there something in the tactic that says to do that? I'm not sure what it is. Huang Chiwei grabs it and knocks this forward again to Nene, who's trying to head it backwards, trying to get something up. Doesn't work, and ends up back with Huang Chiwei again over to Li Wencheng. Li Wencheng lumps this one forward, looking again for Nene. That's a really poor decision from him again. Like I said, that's not the way that we're supposed to play. Now, Li Wencheng has been on this squad for quite some time now. He should know. Silla over to Ndaye to Lingwanda, over to Silla. That was beautiful, and Silla then just explodes in the shot, which is unfortunate. I think he could have used a slightly better pass from Lingwanda, maybe something that had a little bit more speed on it. He had to wait and hold up for that and then try to make up for it with the boot, and it just didn't work. But that was otherwise a very, very good run by us, and that's what I like to see. They lump it forward. Huang Chiwei over to Cai Yuting. They go back and get that with the best. And unfortunately, we're not able to maintain possession as Dubois, and we know what he can do, over to Chang Chuyan, and there's the score. Huang Chiwei once again has to gain some of the blame for this, for being out of position. So Dubois is able to get past his defender, and Huang Chiwei is just jogging back. Huang Chiwei has had a poor match and might not start again for us. I mean, we'll see what we could do in the back, but that was really, really poor. That's the person who's got to have the blame for that one. I know the game is blaming Li Wencheng, and they're giving Huang Chiwei a 7.2 rating because I think he had, a key pass that led to a goal or something like that. But really, that's Huang Chiwei's mistake. He needs to stay in front of his guy instead of jogging back like there's nothing to it, right? That's the problem. He needs to stay in front of him, not letting the guy get in front of him. him. There's no way we're going to stop it otherwise. Li Wencheng over to Li Chaba. And what has Li Wencheng done today that's so bad? I mean, at least from what we've seen, the only poor plays I've seen from him are these balls forward to Nene that he just doesn't need to make. And Nene scores on that one. That's his third goal of the season. And that makes it 3-1 for Mars FC. So as long as we're able to score, I don't really care that much about giving up silly goals in the back. It would be nice to have more clean sheets and to be really dominant in our matches. But, I mean, this is just too easy. This is playing FIFA on easy mode, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just too easy to have Nene just get the ball and shoot, get the ball and shoot, get the ball and shoot, and that's the way it is. Silla with it over to Chen Chengju. Pass down to Sai Ting over to Menagong, over to Lingguanda, and back to Chen Chengju over to Ndaye. And his shot ends up being deflected, and nobody goes over to contest that, which is very, very strange. It's Ye Chenwei who's supposed to go over on the left side and do something with that, and he instead was backing up. I'm not sure if he himself knows what he's supposed to do. Chen Chengju over to Li Wencheng. Chen Chengju again. And he lumps his forward to Ndaye, who must score, and he does. It's number 15 of the season for Armando Ndaye, and that makes it 4-1 for Mars FC. And so a game that at one point in time you could be forgiven for thinking might have been close. Now you would never think that this was a close game. You would think that we just dominated as usual and that we are the best team in the country. Of course, we're the best team in the country, but this is making it look much easier than it probably needs to be. And he's onside by a while. There was a player who was out of the play who was offside. So there is an argument that you could make that was offside. I would argue that goal from Nene that was disallowed should have been a goal. He was onside in that one. But so it is. Li Chaba grabs onto that final kick of the match. They ended that one a little bit early, I believe. 4-1, we have the final score. 2.28 XG to their 1.21. 60% of the possession, which is much more like it. That's what we actually want to see happening. And we had good average ratings. We're completing our passes. We're winning tackles. We're winning headers. We're doing it all. And we look just as good as we ever were. And I am very optimistic for the future. Talk to you later. Bye.